referee Randy Wilson, umpire David Bolly, head linesman Todd Helmer, line judge John Miller, and the back judge Carlton Brown. Late in the season, Pete, I saw some 6- and 7-man crews, but tonight we've got a 5-man crew doing this one.
Interesting that they go with the 5-man crew. I like it. That lets the kids play the game, and ultimately that's what you like to see.
Indeed, and getting set to kick off for the Pleasant Grove Hawks is Dylan Williams, and this one is booted and bobbled at the 10 and brought back to the 15. The 16 is Chase Gilmore of the Graham Steers. Check it. Not Gilmore, but rather Adam Groves on the return, and that is where they're going to start off with their own 16, 1st and 10 here tonight. Graham, piloted by quarterback Tucker Horn, the 6', 185-pound senior with 21 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. Through the air, 222 of 345 for 4,000 yards. So again, Pete, we've got ground bound versus aerial circus.
And it's funny, the last 4 or 5 games we've done, it's like that. So I love the diversity.
It is a night and day contrast, and Horn hands off to his back right up the middle. Chase Gilmore, I believe, on that carry, and he makes his way to the 20-yard line before he is stopped.
Gilmore coming into the season with 1,942 yards of rushing and only 30 touchdowns. And that's a boatload. I don't care what level you're playing at.
2+ touchdown trips a game. Going long is Tucker Horn, and he shoots it too long for his intended receiver. Racing down the hash there. That intended for Jack Lanham, the 5'11", 160-pound senior, but it goes awry. It will bring up 3rd and long needed.
Horn also with outstanding numbers, 4,018 yards total through the air, 53. That's right, 53 touchdown passes.
Pleasant Grove shows a 3-3-5 on their depth chart, but it's more like a 4-3 where they cheat up. The linebackers and safeties come up to blitz, and they're showing blitz here on 3rd and 8. And Horn being pressured, gets away from one backer in the backfield, but can't escape the grasp of another, and they're going to bring him down for a sack. And that is one of their big playmakers on defense over there, Caleb Porchia, the leader in tackles with 175 on the season.
If Graham's going to be successful tonight, they're going to have to control those 3 linebackers, Porcia, Benson, and Jackson. They are special for Pleasant Grove.
Standing back at his own 8-yard line to punt the ball is Tucker Horn. Not a deep 15-yard stance back there, but he shanks this one off. And so Pleasant Grove is going to have a very short field with which to work, maybe inside the 35. Yeah, they're going to spot it at the 33-yard line. A net gain on the punt of about 16 yards, and the Hawks in great shape to start, Pete.
Yeah, that's an outstanding job by the defense, and it's going to take this Graham defense to step up early, see what they do against this team that led by a sophomore quarterback by the name of Ben Harmon, and boy, a double-fisted running back combination of T.J. Cole and Chauncey Martin, both of which over 1,000 yards.
Those guys are seniors, but for the most part in this game, I think we're going to see youth serve. Harmon, the sophomore, jet sweep, pitch out, and before they can get the play underway, the play is whistled dead. That was going to Josh Roberts. And they're going to rule an illegal formation here, and the dead ball foul at that.
Offense, number 3, 5-yard penalty, first down.
The head referee, Randy Wilson, rules false start against Xavier Benson, their prize tight end. Benson, 16 catches for 400-plus yards, and 5 of those went for a score this year. Tight end set to the line, and another flag, Pete, before they can get the play underway. Pleasant Grove has marched backwards 2 straight whistles, 2 straight plays.
This is what happens sometimes when the stage is big and you haven't played in a place like the Ford Center and the stakes are so high.
Offense, number 59, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That time it was the right guard, Hunter Truhan, that moved a little bit early, but not really the auspicious start you want to get when Pleasant Grove takes over in deep plus territory. At the 33, they promptly go backwards 10 yards by virtue of a couple of penalties. That starting line across the front, Zach Wrinkle, the center, the guards, Brock Bingham and Hunter Druin, Nick Gavriel and Drake Fowler are the tackles. And this is a running play coming to the right side, the way of Chauncey Martin, and Martin is going to be stonewalled by the Steer defense for a big loss in the backfield. They may give him progress back to the line. No, it's about a loss of 1, so it's going to be second and about 21 now.
How about 10 Graham Steer around the ball carrier when they brought him down? That's the kind of pursuit you're going to need to see against this running game. A great job there by the Graham defense.
Carson Cox, the wide receiver, brings in the play. They're going to run the speed sweep to Josh Roberts again. Roberts with room down the sideline. 30, 20. Roberts will take it in. 44-yard touchdown gallop for Josh Roberts. And the Pleasant Grove Hawks draw first blood in this one tonight.
Well, there's a flag down on the 41-yard line, and this one's coming back. I think they're going to have an illegal block below the waist on the wide receiver out there on the far side. Let's see if that's the call. I think they got Daniel Gilbertson. TJ Cole, the wide receiver, I believe is who they got.
Wow. Well, this would be.
Let's see.
Illegal block.
Wow.
On the offense. Number 15.
A shot block. And that's a costly
15-yard penalty, second down.
Yeah, I saw the block, and it was out in the open play, and he just went below the legs and below the knee, and you just can't do that. So that's a big play. Circle that one down. Touchdown comes up. Points come off the board, and they're back at their own 49, and it'll be 3rd and 25.
3 snaps from scrimmage, and
and
3 penalties out of those 4 snaps from scrimmage. It's still second down. We've had so many penalties. 2nd and 27 needed. And they're going to give it this time to the end, coming around Aaron Harmon. And Harmon manages a gain of about 5 or 6. Gets a little bit of it back.
Boy, the free safety, Wes Morton, was a missile coming up. You saw the run and really filled well. And when he turned the corner that time, Josh Roberts had nowhere to go. And now it's 3rd and 21. And the great field position that Pleasant Grove had early in this drive, and the Graham defense is doing an outstanding job.
They can't even reasonably expect to be in field goal range. 3-step drop. Harmon going long down the side, and it's flown too long. Intended for his receiver over there, racing down the far side, Carson Cox. That goes incomplete, and it will be a punting situation for the Hawks, ostensibly a punting situation.
What did you say about offense, how good both of these offenses are?
Yeah.
Well, again, it's different. It's a different situation when you get to this level, and both of these teams are just so good, coached so well. It's going to be it's going to come down to the team that doesn't make the most mistakes, as always.
Punt fielded at the 13 by Chase Gilmore, and not Gilmore, I beg your pardon, Wes Martin. And he has a modest return of about 5 up to about the 18-yard line. So Pleasant Grove unable to do anything with the great field position to start the first possession. And they turn it over via the punt to the Graham Steers. And the Steers will come back. And the Steers, head coached by Kenneth Davidson. He's had 32 years of experience, 23 of that as a head coach. Quite a pedigree, both these coaches. He's been the athletic director and head coach there since 2009. And he took over after serving time as the defensive coordinator and as an assistant out there for 5 years prior to that.
I'm not sure what the delay is here. The head coach for Pleasant Grove on the field, and he's getting an audience with our head official, Mr. Randy Wilson, and he's not very pleased about what's happened here to start this football game, and I'm not sure what they're arguing about, but he is making his point and making it very clearly.
Yeah, none too happy was head coach Josh Gibson out there. His brother also coaches on this team, Justin. Josh has also had quite a start. He was at Granbury some time ago, and he kind of matriculated northeasterly in a straight line with stops at Frisco, Plano along the way before he ended up at Pleasant Grove. So Graham will take over now at their own 18-yard line, and we're set to play again after that momentary delay. A one-back set. Wing on the left side. You've got about 3 receivers for all intents and purposes crammed in the slot over there. Horn, straight drop throws, caught, but dumped immediately is the Graham receiver over there, Cameron Parker.
That's the free safety, Ryan Pickelman, who did a nice job of after the catch that time by Parker. He came up, made a sure tackle.
Horn, deeper drop, going long, got a man, incomplete. Just overshot the intended target over there for the Graham Steers, Adam Groves.
Offensive line gave Horn enough time to get the ball down the field and just missed on that connection. Good coverage by Cameron Wells, the corner on that side. Here's third down.
About 7 needed from the Steer 21. Horn in the shotgun this time. I believe it's Gilmore back there with him. He splits out now. Horn under pressure, throws long, too long. Intended again for Adam Groves, and he flies it far, and it will bring up 4th and long, and the Steers will have to punt it away again. So a couple of possessions by the Steers. The Hawks awaiting their second one. Back to receive this punt will be Chauncey Martin. Tucker Horn to boot it away. Standing back at his own 12. He doesn't go 15 yards back. He goes only about 7 or 8, and if the Hawks ratchet up the pressure, wow. And speaking
of,
they get in there.
Careful.
They made contact, and that was like a big, heavy lineman blitzing in over there. I believe that was Austin Toner, maybe.
Yeah, it was Toner. You got to be careful, and part of the reason they may do that is just for that reason, but no call made, and again, pretty good field position for Pleasant Grove with their second possession. And Graham defense did such a great job that first possession defensively.
We did see for a little bit a track meet slow down against Jacksboro and New Diana a couple of weeks ago. And we'll see if this game takes on the same complexion or not. Thomas Lee and I witnessed a game Saturday where we expected a lot of offensive fireworks between Lone Star and Mansfield Legacy, and it was a defensive slugfest. Sweep toss coming near side, putting down a stiff arm and trying to fight for more. The tailback T.J. Cole, but the Steer defense ready to the task. Cole did fight his way for about a 4-yard gain, but that's it.
Peyton Johnson did a nice job that time of being the first defender for Graham to get to the ball carrier, and did a really good job. And then once again, you see 4 or 5 other defenders around the football.
Cole with 1,531 yards rushing coming into tonight's game and 22 touchdowns. A lot of backs back there, very capable. Josh Roberts on the speed sweep again. They're going to try it. He's got room out to the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds on the sideline on the far side by Wes Martin.
That's the first down of the football game, and they're running that play. They feel like they can get outside on this Steer defense, and that time they were able to get a nice job. They got a good job on a block on the corner, Kalen Walker, but Wes Martin, the free safety, ran over and ran him out of bounds. But like I said, the first down for the Hawks.
Roberts comes out and takes a breather, but he's a guy with speed. They probably feel like they can get him out and get him to the edge. They run it the other way. Coming near side, 35-30, and for a hefty gain of about 11 that time is the receiver over there on the near side for Pleasant Grove, Ryan Pickelman.
Boy, Pickelman made a play defensively. Now on offense, another quick first down, and they are really they think they can get at the outside of this Steer defense, and so far they've been able to on this drive.
Carson Cox brings in the play again. Graham lines up in that similar formation we saw Jacksboro line up in a couple of weeks ago. It's Pickleman
Free
in
play.
motion, and flags fly as Graham may have jumped, but T.J. Cole drags tacklers with him for about 8.
I think Clayton Reed, the defensive tackle, might have been offside that time for Graham. See what the call is.
Head referee Randy Wilson has been busy. We'll see what he tells us.
Nope. You got it. Looks like they're going the other way.
Offside.
Nope.
Defense. Number 19.
They were walking this way.
What if you always told me go with my first thought?
Yeah. We see stranger and stranger things.
Oh, we got to be nice.
Well, Thomas and I witnessed a couple of chain measurements the other day. We were aghast.
Here we go.
Everybody on the line up tight. They give to Cole. He bounces off a tackler, lowers his shoulders, and bounces head on into the Graham D and bounces outside to about the 15 for a gain of about 4. They opted to take the penalty rather than the 8-yard gain.
Nice job of filling the hole that time by Cy Holtz, the outside linebacker. And boy, you saw the feet not stopping by T.J. Cole, and hard to bring down. Might take 2 or 3 to bring him down.
Harmon under center. Speed sweep. Pickleman to the 15, to the 10. Pickleman scores! Touchdown, Ryan Pickleman in Pleasant Grove. Or is it Bruce Garrett? I beg your pardon. That 2 looks like a 7.
That is a 2.
Garrett.
It's Garrett. They're running that play to death, and until they can stop it, I can't see why they would stop. They get outside, they break containment, and into the end zone he goes for the first points of the game.
So on to try the extra point and make it a 7-0 game for Pleasant Grove is Dylan Williams. His kick is high, long, and good. And the Pleasant Grove Hawks have a 7-0 lead over the Graham Steers. We'll take a break and come back in a moment. You're watching the Division II Class 4A state semifinal on the NFHS Network.
Got into the end zone, 16-yard touchdown run. The extra point is good. Score 7-0, Pleasant Grove, 6:01 remaining in our first quarter.
Garrett, a sophomore, but not part of the artillery of the starting running back crew. But he has 850 yards plus on the season. Kicked by Dylan Williams, fielded at the 5, coming near side to the 10, 15, and blasted at about the 18-yard line. On the return is Graham's Joel Jones.
Well, this is 3 possessions in a row. That 18, they're going to spot it on the 19 this time for Graham. Long field once again.
Callan Mills rather than Joel Jones. The number was tucked up a little bit. The 9 looked like an 8. Apologize, folks. 1st and 10 for Graham, trailing with 5:57 in the first quarter, 7-0. The score, double receiver set to either side. And Pleasant Grove with basically 5 down linemen almost. Linebacker from the edge showing blitz. They give it straight up the middle to the running back, Gilmore, and there's nothing there for him.
It's a good job by the interior of that defense, and there's Landon Jackson, just a freshman, and 91 tackles, 66 solos. How about 10 sacks while he wasn't making tackles on the running game?
That is quite a freshman phenom. Big 6'5", 180-pound rangy guy. Tucker Horn throws, almost picked off. Tipped by the nickelback over there, Tyler Kelly. Little 5'6", 140-pound guy who's also a big playmaker on D with 11 pass breakups, 12 now.
So Graham's had it 3 times. First possession, 3rd and 8. Second possession, 3rd and 7. This possession, 3rd and 11. It's tough to get going offensively when you constantly have these long pickups on 3rd down to get a first down.
1 back set. 3 receivers crammed in the slot right side. 1 goes in motion. That's Callan Mills. Horn under pressure, immense pressure, and sacked back at the 11-yard line. In there on the tackle, among others, looked to be Caleb Porchia.
It was Tyler Allen also with great pressure that time and just nowhere for good coverage downfield, really nowhere for the quarterback to go with the football. And Horn does a good job of putting it away and sacked again on third down.
So this time, standing back further, it's a different punter for the Steers. Kalen Walker, I think. Fielded by Chauncey Martin at the 45 in his own territory. Tries to bounce outside, stays upright. Look at this. Martin weaving in and out of traffic until about 5 or 6 white jerseys of the Steers corral him at the 37-yard line. That was a nice punt return of 19 yards by Chauncey Martin to put his team in plus territory.
Well, we talked about the field position for Graham. Now, here's Pleasant Grove's third possession. First one started at the 36. The second one started right at midfield, and now here they are at the 36-yard line again. Obviously, Pleasant Grove winning the field position battle early in this one.
They are winning the field position battle, and can they cash in on more than just every other trip? It's been a little inconsistent for him so far. Being pressured is Harmon. He tucks it under, and nice play made by the lineman there to neutralize him and bring him down. Preston Langley on the tackle.
Joe Jones, the outside linebacker, does a really good job of keeping containment and making the quarterback take it inside. Just the sophomore, Ben Harmon, short gain, only gain of 1.
Yeah, really good play by Jones there to make him come back inside and wrap him up. Make sure he couldn't get any further. Double wing set out left. Kind of a busted play, and Harmon's going to be wrapped up for a loss. Back outside the 37. They may give him progress to the 36. Looks like they might.
Big play that time by Clayton Reed. Clayton Reed. Yeah, he just absolutely blew that up. The guard went to pull, and Reed, as a good defensive lineman, followed the guard, and there was something amiss with the play, and Harmon had nowhere to go. So first long third down here for Pleasant Grove.
3rd and 10 needed. Harmon. 5-step drop. Now he's going to tuck it under and run, looking for a lead block from Bruce Garrett. And Harmon has stood up and popped as he crosses the 30 to the 29-yard line. Wicked tackle made over there by Graham's Peyton Johnson.
Yeah, Peyton Johnson again. That's the second or third time we've mentioned his name on this defense. The 11th man on that defensive deep group that's really doing a nice job. Now here's 4th down. It looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
We've seen a lot of 4-down territory in these games early on, and no different here.
Well, when you run the ball as good as this bunch does, why not?
Wing back right side. Flag flies, though. Maybe a free play. Harmon going for the end zone. No flags there as his receiver was kind of flanked by traffic to either side of him. We'll see.
The big thing here now is, what is this penalty flag? Because if it's on the Steer, it's going to be a first down.
When you see a free play allowed to go, it's usually
offsides.
Right.
On the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that result gives them a first down. They needed 3, and the Steers graciously gave them a penalty that moved the chains.
That's a huge penalty that keeps the drive alive. And I'm thinking the quarterback, Harmon, thought that he saw the offside, and that's why he took a shot, but threw it into double coverage. It really wasn't very much there, Barry. But the good news, if you're a Pleasant Grove fan, it's a first down.
And it is Bruce Garrett taking the speed sweep left side across the 20 to the 18-yard line.
They did a better job that time by the Graham defense to shut that play down, but still 5 yards.
It is Hawks on the move here, leading 7-0, nearing the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter here on the NFHS Network. Barry Probst and Pete Nielsen with you here. Glad to be bringing you another epic clash. We think it will be the 4A Division II semifinal. They give it to T.J. Cole up the middle, bouncing off tackler to the 5, touchdown. T.J. Cole, 18 yards on that touchdown run.
And we talked about it the last possession, how hard it's to bring him down. You need more than one or two. That time he ran through a couple tackles and got into the end zone. It's all Pleasant Grove early.
Reese Foster will snap it back to his holder over there. Dylan Williams will try to boot through another PAT. He does. It is 14-0, and Dylan Williams now 77 of 80 on the year on extra point attempts. We'll take a break and come back in a moment. You're watching the Class 4A Division II semifinal on the NFHS Network.
Latest Pleasant Grove scoring drive is 5 plays, 28 yards, takes 2 minutes and 48 seconds off of our forward center clock. T.J. Cole's first touchdown tonight, 18-yard run. The extra point is good. 14-0 Hawks, 1:42 remaining in our first quarter.
Well, the Pleasant Grove Hawks have outscored opponents some 43.5 to 16 a game. Dylan Williams, boot goes to the 5, fielded there, coming to the 10, 15, 20, and upended. What a tackle made by the kickoff coverage unit. And the return man may be shaken up there a little bit. Callan Mills, boy, he really got a spill on that return of 16 yards.
Boy, the Pleasant Grove special teams guys play with an edge, and down the field they come. Watch this hit right here. Boom. Up, head over heels goes the returner, Callan Mills. And with that said, even it's the best starting field position for Graham, and they're going to have to find a way to get this passing game going.
And some of these Pleasant Grove scores over Paris, 45-13. Frisco, 43-13. Liberty Ilo, 51-14. Rinse, repeat. Pete.
Yeah.
Just
very, very impressive.
Yeah. And they're out to a 14-0 start in tonight's contest with 1.5 minutes left before the first quarter ends. Tucker Horn in the shotgun. Steers looking to get something going, coming near side on the sweep. Up to the 30 and tackled out of bounds. There's Chase Gilmore at the 37-yard line. That may be the shot in the arm they needed. A gain of 16 yards there for Chase Gilmore on first down.
Yeah, the first down of the game for the Steer, and that's a nice job. A little misdirection and go back against the flow, and big pickup there on first down.
Horn in the gun, and his back is right behind him. He takes the direct handoff up the middle. Gilmore tries to spin out of a tackle, but he's got a handful of black shirts there grabbing him. And on the tackle, looked like maybe Tyler Allen.
You got to ride your horse. The young man had 1,900 yards on the ground. Can't give up on the running game this early, and you're going to see a whole bunch of Chase Gilmore, I think.
Caleb Hemphill, rather. And Gilmore coming again, and this time dragging guys and bouncing off tackles. He's got the line to gain at the 48-yard line. What a carry by Chase Gilmore. 7 yards of determined moxie there.
Well, the difference is the offensive line, big number 54, got out in front, Riley Wyatt. And when you're following him, there's probably going to be an easier road and a first down for Graham.
Steers on the move. Horn under pressure, sacked back inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. Making the hit over there was big Nick Gavril, who platoons as an offensive tackle and a defensive tackle. The 6'3", 310-pound senior introduced himself.
That's the first sack of the season for Gavril, and boy, the quarterback did not have a chance. Tucker Horn turned around, and there you see it. Absolutely no chance to look downfield. This defensive line doing a great job with a pass rush early.
2nd and 19 now, and they keep it on the ground. And this time, getting the carry for the Graham Steers is Daniel Gilbertson, the freshman.
Well, again, that loss on first down, that's going to be the end of our first quarter. But we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get back.